Once in Gurudev's festival in Holland, I just had one new camera to make pictures. I was really excited and I was wanting to take loads of pictures that festival. Then there was this one darshan. I was in the darshan, a little bit in the front, and I wanted to take a picture of Gurudev, but I was feeling a bit shy and I was looking around if I was allowed to take pictures. Then I saw many people behind me taking pictures. I thought, okay, I can take a picture. Then I took a picture, and as soon as I took the pictures, the devotees around Gurudev started shouting at me because I wasn't allowed to take a picture because of the flash. It wasn't good for Gurudev's eyes, and I was like really shocked. I was getting really shocked and like shy. I didn't say anything. I felt like crying because I always cry. Can you cut that out?
Come on, what's your problem?
Oh God.
Okay, go on.
And then the darshan was over and we went outside. All the devotees, just cut it out because I look like I'm crying, but I'm not crying because of the story. I'm just crying because I'm embarrassed.
Okay, go on.
So then Gurudev. No, I'm joking. I can't, I'm the worst one for this.
Okay, go on. Then what happened? You went outside?
We were standing outside, all the devotees were kind of just hanging around after the darshan. And I was standing there, and one devotee from Holland, he came, and she started talking to me about my parents, because that time my parents were going through a divorce, and she was talking to me how sad it was also for my father. And then I started crying, mainly because already I felt like crying from before with the picture. But I wasn't so conscious of that, I just started crying. Exactly that moment Gurudev came out and he went to me and he said, "Oh, why are you crying?" And I couldn't speak English, so I was like, And then Prabhu was there and my mother, and in Dutch they were trying to guess why it was that I was crying. And then Gurudev himself said, "Is it because of the picture?" But I wasn't aware that was like my inner feeling, so I was kind of like, "No, it's because my father." And then Gurudev said, "Oh, but I'm your father." Yeah, that was nice.
On the roof of Gurudev, Krsna Priya mat, and I don't know, we're all just standing there. Gurudev comes out of his room and walking along, and I pay my pranam and I get up and he looks at me. He says, "What do you want?" And I said, "Oh, I want to be the maidservant Srimati Radharani," right? Because that's what you're supposed to say, right? And he goes, "Okay, good, good." And then he looks at me and he says, "Oh, you should distribute books like this." And I looked at Gurudev, and I really didn't want to distribute books, you know, I just hated the idea. And I looked at Gurudev and I had this look on my face and I went, "Acha," like this, like just utterly disgusted. And like Gurudev just smiles at me and he's like, "Acha," like this. And he just laughed, you know. And I don't know, it was funny.
Did you try?
Huh?
Did you try?
I did distribute books sometime. But it's just like he didn't, you know, he wasn't offended, you know what I mean? It's like, he's very human, you know. I didn't say it in an offensive way, I was just like so disgusted that he would tell me to distribute books. I'm just like, but he just laughed it off, you know.
Prabhuji is also instructed you to do the same.
Yeah, Prabhuji told me to distribute books as well. So I'll have to get around to that someday. No, I've done a few books. I've done that.
I remember in 2009, when Gurudev first came to China in Guangzhou, And like 200 people came, you know, from mainland China, everywhere. Some just came back from Navadvip Parikrama, and some from Hong Kong also. And Gurudev just give everybody, almost everybody, like initiation, Harinam Diksha, anybody, you know. Someone just read his books in the libraries and happened to know the news, you know, he's coming to Guangzhou, and just came there and also give initiation, like almost like, you know, so much merciful, you know, so merciful, like amazingly merciful. So in Guangzhou, he also said, oh, to one devotee, I think, Sulata Dasi, he said, in the future you should write my story. You know, because some memories in Chinese devotees' memory, some story, some of Gurudev's stories are in Chinese devotees' memory, and that one also should be shared. Even, you know, we are the like we're the last come to Gurudev Sangha, but still part of the Sangha. Yeah. So that meeting in Guangzhou is like so important, you know. And Gurudev, you know, before coming to China, actually in Navadvip Parikrama, one day, you know, we are doing the Parikrama of the Thakurji. Gurudev is doing, he's walking in the front, we are following him. And then after finish, he's leaving, and suddenly turn like back and like look at me, you know, so much like serious. I know something like that time also, you know, in my heart, some turmoil, like something. And he's so serious, and he has one bindi here, like red.
Okay. Yeah.
Never, like very rare have red one, you know, always in Yaga we have the black one, but that day good they have the red one bindi there. It's like, you know, impression is like a married lady. You know, that's why I'm thinking that he coming to China is just like married a whole Chinese, this whole country to Krishna, you know.
Yeah.
It's like such impression, like, you know, now what? What do you want? Like some strong, like he some request from me. You know, what's your desire? What do you want?
Remembering Gurudev. Remembering Gurudev. I came to the temple in East London back in 2006 and met Kamala and Sita. I instantly connected with them and found them warm and sincere. I was intrigued by Krishna through friends Murali and Psychedelic Robin. The fact that George Harrison and John Lennon were into Krishna and influenced by Srila Prabhupada made it more authentic. I always believed in God and prayed, but was searching to deepen my connection. I arrived at the temple with a lot of challenges in my life. Years of homelessness and alcohol and drug problems had damaged my psyche. I was in recovery groups for addiction problems, but wanted to follow more of a spiritual path. Kamala encouraged me to meet Gurudev as he was getting older and didn't want to miss association with him. A festival was coming up in summer of 2007 in Germany, and I decided to go. I was so broke, I didn't have anywhere to stay, but I had a sincere desire to meet Guru. So I remember the process of just flying out there and being really excited, but also not knowing what to expect. Because I was in the spiritual bubble, and I was really intrigued to be healed, really, if I'm honest. And you know, I mean, I was told don't worry about money or anything, so I obviously managed to get the flight money to go there, and going to the Germany festival was just an amazing transformational experience, but also very difficult in the sense I couldn't wait to see Gurudev, but I knew there'd be challenges to face because that's part of spiritual purification, you know. I kind of anticipated that, and yeah, as soon as Gurudev gave first class that I attended, I was automatically hypnotized, no doubt about it, and I just felt a deep connection, but it was very intense and overwhelming. But I just felt so so willing to give of myself, you know. And his eyes were just so piercing and you know, intimidating even. But I knew that I knew I'd been led to the right place, you know. I knew that I was blessed to have had that time, you know, and when I was asked to go up and say why I came to be initiated or my reasons to come to the festival, I was led up to Gurudev and I said, I have much troubled mind and I'd like to take initiation. And then, you know, I was moved along, and it was really good for me to say that, because I think all my life this was my big problem, my mind. So it was nice to have that contact. And then I had really long hair, and some devotees had like the clippers ready for my initiation ceremony, so they were shaving it all up in anticipation for it, and I had a massive long seeker, like I was some old-timer devotee when really I was a rookie. But it was kind of cool, and I didn't have money to get a dhoti or anything like that. So a devotee in Dupati, cool guy, he gave me like a brand new dhoti for free, and it was really lovely. I remember putting it on, and when I was shaved up with the tilak, it was amazing. And I, you know, going to see Gurudev to get my name and stuff. I actually remember devotee friend Sita being stunned at seeing my transformation in my appearance, and I went to see Gurudev, and he had his eyes closed as I approached. And as I approached, he gave me the name Krsna Priya Dase, and Madhava Maharaj tapped him on the shoulder and say, hang on, Gurudev. And Gurudev opened his eyes and he says, Krsna Priya Das. So for me, this was very special and unique, you know, not in an ego way, but it made me feel more connected in some way. You know, being such a troubled person, it was just very profound for me. And I suppose my healing process began there. And the remainder of the festival and association with him was amazing. It was really amazing, and from then on I carried him everywhere in my heart. And when I came back from Germany, you know, I still had my troubled life and stuff, but I really felt that extra protection that I was lacking. And yeah, it was a beautiful thing, and I was chanting a lot, and I felt really at one. But I did also have some challenges when I came back, and this is when I knew Gurudev was with me when these challenges came up, because, you know, some dark-spirited people were circling me and stuff like that, and I'd had that all my life in the past, but this time with me chanting and with Guru with me, I know that I was protected from certain scenarios or certain people that may not be good. So this is when I knew the power of a spiritual master, for sure. And you know, it showed me that's what really puts it to the test, you know, of do you really believe, do you really feel you're protected, and are you really on the right path? You know, and I carried on in my life trying to improve myself and heal myself, reading the books, coming to the temple, not so much, but when I felt I could, because I also suffered a lot from like depression and stuff. But you know, without a doubt, Gurudev's association is the best thing I've ever had in my life, and to have had those moments and get my spiritual name from him is just like priceless. And I remember he was doing a festival in Venice. I wasn't able to go, and Kamala managed to get word to me that he's going to be resting up quietly before the festival in Brighton, and I only had £20 to my name, enough to get a train fare down. And I thought, you know, I don't know what it's a no-brainer, right? But anyway, I ended up going. And I remember turning up with like sunglasses on, and I walk in and Gurudev's there, and the first thing he said as I sat down is, "Fame and fortune will not save you." And I was very embarrassed, because I suppose I thought I was I was into a bit of rock and roll, so it was almost like, God, where do I hide? But it was a beautiful thing because it really touched me, and I felt as if, you know, every word he said, I was just like listening and digesting and taking in. And, you know, those moments will live on forever. And I honestly believe I'm still alive because of initiation. I'm still clean from my difficult, troubled background because of initiation from Guru.